As we head into the home stretch of the 2025 lacrosse season, the Bella Vista Broncos welcome West Park to the stadium tonight, a team that prior to this season the Broncos had not defeated before. But on March 3rd of this year, BV, powered by 4 goals from Max Morris and 3 from Matthew Bunny, took care of business in a comfortable 12-3 win. Broncos also did a nice job containing top scorer on West Park, Jordan Davenport, who had 46 goals last year, and that wasn't even best on the team. Tops the scorers on the West Park roster this year as well. The senior Davenport did not score against BV earlier this year. This one is an important one for both teams. A win tonight puts BV at 7-1 and West Park at 5-4 in the Capital Valley Conference A standings. That would be a commanding lead with 4 league games left. A win tonight and a win over Christian Brothers on Monday for BV would lock up second place, as the best West Park would be able to do would be to equal BV's record in that scenario, but BV would have the head-to-head. Needless to say, West Park needs a win tonight to keep their hopes of that second-place finish alive. It's an important Capital Valley Conference matchup tonight. West Park and Bella Vista, live and exclusive right here on BV Live Sports. Hello, everybody. George Tharlson, David Houseworth. Welcome to Bronco Lacrosse here on BV Live Sports on a Friday night. I guess we always say it to each other at work as Happy Friday, but Happy Friday, Happy Lacrosse Friday, Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights it is, and we got the whole crew geared up. Everybody got their right gear on, and so we're ready to go here, and so I'm sure these two teams are too. Beautiful night. It's Friday, and so I bet the kids feel good, getting ready to go. Pretty important game for both of them, so, you know, a little bigger crowd too. It's all good.
So we mentioned the league records, West Park at 5-3, Bella Vista at 6-1. Overall, the Panthers 7-3, and the Broncos are 10-2. So they're close to each other in the standings. Bella Vista is second place in the league, and West Park is third, just separated at this point by about a game and a half is what it looks like record-wise. But a West Park win tonight, and the Broncos losing to possibly Vista Del Lago, and West Park winning out, and maybe Broncos slip up somewhere else. Who knows? They could drop them down to 3, and you don't want that to happen, but you also want to take West Park pretty seriously. And one thing Coach Goldsmith was telling me before the game is West Park has improved since that matchup earlier this year.
It was a long time ago, that
Yes.
matchup earlier in the year. BV handled them, pretty readily then, but it was a long time ago. I was talking with the coaches of West Park before the game. They've got 4 guys, headed to one headed to college football at Sac State, and one headed to Nevada Reno for lacrosse, and then 2 other D2 prospects right now too. So
Wow.
they've got skill. They've got some very large guys out there too. A couple of them. And so yeah, not to be taken lightly. So history as a guide, seems like BV could be well in control, but
You just never know.
Right.
And it's an absolutely perfect night for lacrosse tonight. No, not a cloud in the sky. Very comfortable. It'll probably get chilly as the as night falls here tonight, but just a great spring evening. If you're in the area, you should come on out and actually enjoy some lacrosse tonight, because the conditions, they don't get much better than this.
And we've got our beautiful view of the snow-capped Sierras to the east there from our Bella Vista, and so yeah, it's a great spot for it. Teams are ready, crowd's ready, crew is ready. What else is there?
One thing that we were watching, and it was right before we went on, is that Matthew Bunny was down in the end zone for a little bit. He's standing, he's moving around, and hopefully he'll be able to go tonight, but it looked like he might have been shaken up a little bit before the game started. Obviously, it happened right before, so we don't have any kind of an official report. Other than that, the Broncos pretty healthy. They're coming off the 19-1 win over Rio Americano on Wednesday, and then also the win over Nevada Union, which was they also scored 19 points in that one as well, as they beat the Miners 19-7. So 38 goals in the last couple of games for the Broncos.
Broncos have been playing a lot of teams that aren't quite their skill level. But one great thing I was mentioning to the coach before too, and thought of this earlier, the Broncos have not played down to anybody else's level, which can happen when you're playing teams that aren't quite as skilled. And really great to see that they don't do that. They don't ever do that. So.
And you don't want to, especially this time of year where it could get a little dicey if you start playing down to your competition. You might wind up giving away a game that you really have no business giving away.
Right. And so we just have not seen the Broncos do that at all so far this year, which is really great because it can be human, very common in human nature to do that kind of thing.
Yes, indeed. All right, so we are.
And remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Well, we got the white team ready. We need the blue team ready.
All right, we are just moments away from getting this one started. They've introduced the players. The teams will get their last-minute instructions, and we will then get this lacrosse matchup underway. And obviously, for the Broncos, Thomas Lonnie, we've been kind of having fun with what has appeared to be a competition between Lonnie and Morris. Coach Goldsmith was saying before the game that Morris, he doesn't really care. He knows his job as the midfielder to kind of run the point essentially for the offense, and he'll take his shots. Lonnie, on the other hand, it's really important to him to get that lead. And Max Morris, by the way, he had quite a game against Rio Americano, 6 goals in the game. So he has overtaken the lead. He is at 35, and Lonnie is at 32. And then there's that Bunny kid. He's at a measly 26. So, and then Caden Hoop is also over 20. So
I guess Lonnie's probably on top to get that Rolex that they've all bet amongst each other, right?
Yeah, because high school students can afford Rolexes.
Well, isn't that what they do? It's Rolexes or an SUV or a Mercedes or something. Isn't that what they all
like
bet,
that,
right?
Yeah, it's amazing what NIL can get you now, right? Right. You can hear the Broncos down below. Let's see if we can. They finished up just as I was going to bring the sound up. So, all right. All right, so we've got our 3 officials tonight. We got the Broncos heading out onto the field right now. As you see, the clock is telling us we're about a minute away from starting. And here comes the navy blue clad West Park Panthers on the left side of your screen, just now coming into view. And so everybody will line up accordingly. So the Broncos going with Hayes Reed in goal tonight, Brandon Tebow and Trent Sheridan, Ashton Gottschalk, and Rylan Wilson on the back line. Rylan Wilson got his first goal of the season and of his career on Wednesday at Rio. Your midfielders are Jackson Ellsworth, Max Morris, and your attackers are Thomas Lonnie, Caden Hoop, and Matthew Bunny is out there. So, and I think they're
They want the music down, maybe?
I think they want us to bring the music down, so that's going to happen, and that has been done. It's amazing when you're in control of that stuff, isn't it? So
Only saw it
right.
from the players, not the refs, but be that as it may, it's time.
So the Broncos will defend the goal off to our left to get things started, and Hayes Reed has the starting assignment, as is normally the case. He played the second half or parts of the second half in the field and actually scored a goal against Rio as well on Wednesday. That is Jack McAvoy that will be in goal for the Panthers. Our opening face-off, we're just about ready to go. Jackson Ellsworth will line it up for the Broncos.
Energized crowd here tonight, which is really fun to see. Friday night, good-sized game.
We're underway. It was Caleb Robinson that had the face-off duty there for West Park. Broncos with the opening possession.
See how they're taking their time. That's great. No hurry.
Big Capital Valley League matchup. Capital Valley Conference A, we should say. Here's Morris with an opening shot, and he scores! 30 seconds into the game. Number 36 on the year for Max Morris. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, zippy left hand down to the lower right of the goal there. They're going to – West Park's going to need to watch out for that.
And Morris, again, continues to lead the team. So early start, and Bella Vista gets on the board first. Broncos win this one as well. Calling yellow to have them set things up here. Victorin has the possession. They'll back it out. Ellsworth is coming off, and Mr. Goal Scorer is coming back on. We are just underway, and the Broncos have an early lead. Here's Hoop.
You mentioned earlier Bunny being shaken up during the warm-up. He's out there now.
Victorin on the move. Victorin, he'll take a shot. Save McAvoy.
Nice save.
Looks like Jackson Moore, number 44, with the long pole. The one that came up with that.
Good check.
Pass deflected away. Bella Vista comes up with the ball again. Here is Caden Hoop.
Left-handed
Morris
shot.
on the move again. He's got another look. You decide not to take that one. Broncos going to take their time here. Here's Morris. Morris will take a shot. McAvoy equal to the task there. 2 minutes into the game, and the Broncos with the early lead.
First real BV ride here. They're doing a good job locking everybody off. Got to have that ground ball.
Brandon Tebow had a chance. He got in control or got a stick on it. Came up loose. West Park has not really had a chance to set up their offense yet. Maybe they will here. And this is Devin Klein that will work it with Ryan Birch. Birch is number 10. That is him with it right now. Nice little spin move.
Uh-oh.
Right out in front, and that one goes high.
Got lucky. It's been a while since BV's left a guy alone on the crease, several games, but they have done it before, and they can't do that again.
Zachary Davis, who had that shot, had
going
2
over.
goals against the Broncos in the earlier matchup, 2 of the 3 that West Park had. We're approaching 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Broncos got on the board early, really early, 30 seconds into the game. Lummy over the shoulder! Are you kidding me? My goodness! Oh, that deserves an oh mercy!
Yeah, he had no angle for his forehand, if you will. It was his strong hand, his left hand. He had no angle because he was too far down by GLE, and so behind the back is the only place to go. So reasonable place to send that shot, and looks great.
It's going to look really good on video.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I've said negative things about some behind the back shots that he's taken before, but that one, time and place. That was the time and the place to take that shot.
We have him at 33 goals for the season. That might have been his 34th. We're going to update the stats after this game, but I think that a goal that he scored in a game on Monday might currently be being credited to someone else. So I just learned that, and so we'll get that fixed afterwards. So we're going to go with that being his 34th goal of the season.
Now, I think BV just learned something right there. Driving against Blue Midi 26 might be hard. He's the one that caused that ground ball. Pretty tough defensive midi there, so we might want to remember that. That's Robinson.
Here's Jackson Moore with the long stick.
Look at the size of that guy.
Oh, is he the football player? Looks like he could be one of them.
Yes, Moore, 46. Sac State football.
Okay, Jackson Moore.
Yes.
He's the one going to. He's the one going to Sac State. Well,
which is no
Singer's
slouch.
up.
No slouch program. Yeah, right. No slouch
not at all.
program.
Maybe a Pac-12 team in the future.
So 2 is their guy.
That's Davenport.
See how fleet he is.
46 goals
Hold
last year. Doesn't panic. He's able to pick it back up.
Nice job.
That's Avery Deacon that got in there and ran some interference.
Yeah, on ahead.
They get it back. Here's a swinging shot and a save by Hayes Reed. That was Dylan Schottman, who lived up to his name there and took the shot.
So we'll get our ref coming here in front of the table to tell us what the penalty is.
That's 1 minute on the slash. Trent Sheridan will come off. And West Park is up a man.
So
Ashton Bush.
First extra man in the game. West Park puts a man on the crease. That's going out of bounds.
And so an unforced error for West Park. This is going to give Bella Vista a chance to maybe work the time down on the penalty kill here.
So BV has to remember that they are man down. Look at that. West Park's got 3 guys on the ball, which means your help is behind you. High pass
and that's,
like that.
and that's some really good defense. Yeah, it was a high pass, and Luke Prestige is the one that forced that turnover. Right out in front, that's Davenport. Hayes Reed, and he pounces on it. A couple of big saves already for Reed.
Still 20 seconds into man down, 25.
Here's Tebow. Tebow.
Still 15 seconds to kill.
Bunny. Hoop behind the net at the X.
Should be about 5 seconds in the penalty.
The Broncos just taking their time, letting this penalty kill off.
So now they try to double the ball. Too late.
And Sheridan is now back into the game. This one goes wide. Six and a half to go in the opening quarter.
You really want to drive on that guy? Look at the size of 44. There's a shot.
There's Cody Simpson, and that one is deflected wide.
Time for a fake on that shot.
I have some intel on Cody Simpson. He also plays baseball, and we're hoping he scored a run in the baseball game today. And so we're hoping he can get a goal tonight.
Yeah.
So he can have a goal and a run in the same day. There's some good defense right there,
Nice
and that
job.
goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's Max Morris doing the thing there.
It was a great work by that long stick to get where he got to, but a great check by Morris to cause that turnover.
Here is Morris. Morris getting free of everyone.
2-9, 2-9, 2-9, 2-9, 2-9, 2-9. Yeah, who's on 29?
2-5. 2-5.
2-9 was open.
the 5s and 9s on these Bella Vista uniforms look the same. Hoop will bring this one in. Miles Hatfield coming on for Bella Vista.
Yep, 2-5 all the way.
Bella Vista actually does have a 2-9 on the roster tonight. Leo Hansen is getting some varsity time. Played against Rio as well. He is
nice.
Defensive. There's a score again for Max Morris.
That was number 5 again, Max Morris, his second.
2 of the 3 goals tonight belong to Max Morris. He continues his team lead. He may get to 40 tonight for the season. That is goal number 37 with 5:14 to go.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Top shelf, zipped right past the goalie. We'll have to watch the film, see if he flinched. But, might we have learned something? We'll have to see that again. Might the goalie be vulnerable on shots that high? I don't know. We'll find out.
We shall see. That is definitely something to watch for. Talking a little bit more about West Park, Jordan Davenport is their top guy. He had we mentioned in the opening that he had 46 goals last year, and they had a senior on the team by the name of Matt Stazanowski who had 86.
Wow!
So Stazanowski had 86, Davenport had 46. And so between the two of them, that's 132 goals.
It's a whole team right there.
So,
yeah, Davenport's a Nevada Reno. Destined for Nevada Reno lacrosse. So it's got plans for next year.
Good for him. Glad to hear it. All right. Following Max Morris's second goal of the game, the Broncos will line it up now for the face-off.
Listen to the crowd.
Crowd is definitely getting into it. Caleb Robinson and Jackson Ellsworth to battle it out. Robinson had it for a second, but Ellsworth comes up with it.
Did you notice when he grabbed that ground ball, as soon as he grabbed it, he looked behind himself to see how close anybody was. Very savvy move. Do I have a fast break? Can I pass this? If I try and pass it, I'll put the stick behind me. Is the guy right there? Yes, he is. So he didn't put the stick behind him.
We have seen with Jackson Ellsworth, who is a junior, he's been on the varsity since his freshman year. He is a very savvy player. Right out in front, Lonnie, and that one goes wide.
So you get a taste of that, fancy shot, and then you try it again. Again, he didn't know how to have much angle there. Also, too, no, we chased it out, so that's good. But maybe you don't pull that shot too often.
Lonnie. Penny
there you
Hops
go.
On the move. He's way out in front. He'll take another one. McAvoy with the stop. Will Victorin doing his job right there.
Good ground ball.
Here's Bunny. Scored his 100th career goal on Monday night. Got 2 more on Wednesday at Rio. Ellsworth on the move. Ellsworth with a look.
That's a good save.
McAvoy once again. Victorin and Hatfield. Hatfield. Lonnie.
Big defender.
That's Jackson Moore.
Now, might Lonnie be quicker than he is?
Probably.
And he might try and work that. Get a measure on it.
Ellsworth.
I'm going to stay away from 44, but you could maybe be quicker.
Tried to get it in front, looking for Hoop.
Got to have the ground ball.
Hoop and Bunny are right there to try and chase this one down. It's on the end line, and I think they're going to say it went out of bounds, and this one should go over to West Park. Oh, maybe not. Looks like the Broncos keep it.
Yeah, I wonder if West Park was standing on the line when he touched it to goose it back in.
There's Ellsworth. McAvoy comes up with it.
Nobody to go to. Just play his body. Just play his body. That's it. That's it. Clock is on our side.
Blake Benoit, number 3. 21 is Devin Klein back there. Broncos come up with it at midfield. Rylan Wilson, who found the back of the net in the second half.
Get away. Get away. Call timeout.
Against Rio.
Call timeout. Call timeout. Call timeout. Oh,
He got free. Or did he? Maybe he didn't.
Timeout.
Oh, they did get the timeout. Called the timeout before Wilson broke free.
Timeout Broncos.
So some interesting notes about tonight's game furnished to us by the Bella Vista team. Bella Vista is number 1 in the section. It's the section's top scoring offense in terms of average goals per game. And West Park is the number 2 defense when it comes to allowing goals. So you got the best defense against the best offense going tonight. And right now, the best offense has found the net 3 times.
Very short timeout. Timeouts are usually 2 minutes.
Surprised they'd want to shorten the timeout. I mean, the music's cool.
You're right.
Yeah.
Los Lobos.
Lonnie on the right side. Jackson Moore. It's like he's got kind of an orange shoe game going, or at least that's orange tape around the shoes. One way or the other. He's easily identifiable, even if you're looking at his feet. In
Nice
front,
job, Hoop.
right
Nice
in front,
job.
Caden Hoop.
Yep.
He scores.
Broncos, that was number 33, Caden Hoop.
First of the night for Caden Hoop.
So
and as we adjust the goals, that's his 25th of the year.
We haven't seen that kind of shot from BV that much this year. It's great. Feed from top to a cutting attackman. We haven't seen that that much. The films might Hoop's defenseman been sleeping, not looking at Hoop. Hoop moves, find the guy. You're on the doorstep. There it is.
Crowd really starting to get into this one. We've got a good contingency from West Park as well.
Let's push
Lots of physical nature. There's Leo Hansen getting some playing time.
That's in the back. Yes, sir.
Now the flag will fly.
Good job, Hansen. Is that 46 Hansen? No.
That's Wilson.
Yeah.
Hansen's 29.
All right, thank you.
Not to be confused with 25, because the 29 and the 25
Yes.
look the same. So, and actually, that is Cody Simpson, 25. As I said, it's hard to say. I see Hansen on the bench right now, getting at least a couple of games at the varsity level. They have identified some players on the JV that they want to take a look at the varsity level, and so they called up Hansen for the JV game or the varsity game against Rio, and now he's also playing varsity tonight. Of course, there's no JV game tonight. West Park does not have a JV team. There will be a JV game on Monday. Here's Ellsworth.
Left hand.
Ellsworth swinging it left, and he finds the net. And that's his first of the game. And for Ellsworth, his total is now 15 on the year.
And that was a feed to the inside. I have said before BV doesn't do that much. I got to stop saying that now because they're starting to do it. And so great to see because, then your shooter is so close.
Lots of physicalness, if you will. West Park seems to be a very physical team. And they come up with the interception. Logan St. Pierre. And Blake Benoit with the long stick. Hunter Pinney.
Failure.
So failure to advance.
That hurts. Hurts for West Park. They earned the ball, and they need to be on offense. They had it and just weren't paying enough attention.
Bunny
Good look.
Inside, Lonnie.
Save.
And
see ya.
right there. Ellsworth comes up with it. He takes one. That goes wide. So rapid fire from Bella Vista tonight.
BV's got to keep their eyes open down there on defense because some of those defensemen are really big, and they'll put you on the ground just like that. So again, we would like to see Lonnie test this. Test the quickness of the big guy.
It bounces all the way out. Miles Hatfield picks it up. Hatfield, that one goes wide. Caden Hoop in position. Bella Vista retains the ball. Oop, ball's on the ground. I think he got it back. It's just hounding defense from West Park. They're doing a really good job keeping the pressure on. 1 second to go in the quarter. Broncos are going to bring this one in. Time is going to expire. And we've come to the end of the first quarter here at Bella Vista High School. The Broncos are leading this one 5-0. Impressive first quarter for the Broncos. Morris with 2, Lonnie Hoop and Ellsworth each with 1. That is a expanding law firm, I think.
Right, yeah. We're getting associates all over the place, right?
Yes, indeed. So really couldn't ask for a better start for Bella Vista tonight.
It's a good start. They've been on offense almost the entire time. I don't think that West Park got a faceoff. I wasn't counting, but I don't think they won a faceoff. So that has enabled BV to be on offense so much. And the BV offense is quite capable, and they're good at possessing the ball and moving it around. So, yeah, 5-zip. You got to love it. West Park's got some threats, and they just haven't been able to employ them because they haven't had the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty much fixated on the side of the field to our right.
Yeah, right.
Because Bella Vista pretty much, I'd say maybe 85-90% of the first quarter has been spent on their attack.
It has felt like it. And, of course, so now we'll get to fix the crick in our neck that we've been getting by looking right because now they switch sides. We can look left now with BV on offense if they stay there.
Kind of even things out a little bit.
But, yeah, just like you said, good start for BV. They never – not that West Park is not a good team, but BV never plays like the other team. BV plays like itself. And so that's really great to see. Is they're just always themselves and doing everything they can do, and they don't seem to miss a beat.
Broncos next in action on Monday, the 7th of April. They will be hosting Christian Brothers in another important Capital Valley Conference A matchup. A win tonight for the Broncos and a win on Monday will secure second place in the Capital Valley Conference A standings, and with that comes an automatic bid to the playoffs. And so the Broncos will be looking to clinch a playoff spot on Monday night. So hope you'll join us right here on BV Live Sports starting at 7:05. It's one of 2 broadcasts we have for you next week. On Thursday, the girls will be hosting Roseville in what will be their final home game. And that will be senior night as the Bella Vista ladies team will take on the Tigers of Roseville. That is showing as a 5:15 start. It was originally supposed to be a part of a doubleheader with the Broncos boys team, but the Broncos boys game against Bear River got canceled, and so it will just be the girls' senior night on Thursday. Boys will be on April 21st, the day after Easter, which is their final home game. Here's Bunny, underhanded shot. McAvoy once again. And Thomas Lonnie will chase that one down.
West Park even. Killed the penalty.
Spin it back the other way now.
Don't let it bounce.
Bunny has this.
There's help right there. Oh, good. If that hadn't been deflected, that could have been a goal.
Loose ball. West Park's going to chase it down, but we get a whistle.
Loose ball push on blue going white.
Here's Victorin. Oh. Victorin's able to scoop that one up. Broncos able to reset the possession here. Lonnie behind the net.
Different defender.
Looking off some help from Joseph Reynolds, and here's Lonnie.
Oh, you got to bury that. You got to.
One goes wide.
That's a strong hand. He had the guy beat by 1.5 steps. He had right in front of the goal.
Reynolds, we understand, has been a bit under the weather lately, but good to see him in action tonight. Benoit will pick this one up for West Park. Logan Geyser.
There's a flag down.
This will be on Bella Vista. Davenport.
Nice check.
One's loose on the ground, so we approach 10 minutes to go. Davenport behind the net. That's Prestige.
Interference.
We get the whistle.
Yeah, he called interference.
We'll figure out what the call is here.
The BV long stick kind of like appealing to the ref. The ref would have said something to him without calling a flag. The refs were saying beforehand that they, they help guys out. If you're close to a penalty, they'll say, you're close, don't do that. Give them a little coaching. The ref decided to call that penalty.
So Lania comes over to the penalty area.
So we're getting a ref conversation here about what the penalty ought to be, and so on. So that penalty happened down on the left 20-yard line on the far side when Lonnie made the pass, or when West Park made the clearing pass. So it's kind of off away from the action.
So all I got was 1 minute.
And I told these refs before the game, be more demonstrative, please. And they understood that we want to see what the calls are, and they didn't tell us what. The 1 minute is what matters.
All right, so West Park a man up, in possession. Their navy blue uniforms with the white numbers and the white helmets. Logan St. Pierre. Line, that one's loose on the ground. Davenport's going to try and pick it up, and he does. He's held scoreless against Bella Vista, but West Park will not be scoreless tonight. That's Zachary Davis, his third goal against the Broncos this year, as he had 2 in the contest on March 3rd, and he gets 1 there.
Good find on the skip pass. He sent that all the way through the defense, put it on the doorstep, and what can the goalie do?
That's the first goal of the second quarter, comes at 9:32 to go.
That pass was left-handed, I believe, too, so we'll want to watch Davenport's left hand, where the coach is saying he too is amphibious. So we'll watch for both of those from him.
Ellsworth and Robinson battling it out. Cody Simpson's in there as well. And there's a face-off won by West Park. St. Pierre. To get them back on the board again. West Park calling yellow. And that's not yellow.
Dave Reed.
Hayes Reed with the save. Ryan Birch with the shot. Here come the Broncos. Simpson. He's able to jar that one loose, and Ellsworth picks it up.
Fast break, essentially.
Ellsworth, Bunny, into Lonnie!
Oh, what save.
Oh,
Nice
my
save.
goodness, what a save by McAvoy.
That's a disciplined goalie. He expected the shot that came. He had himself in the place where the shot went, obviously.
Chance for West Park right out in front of the net.
Oh,
They didn't have anybody there.
Yep, thought somebody was there.
How many times do we see that
That's a pass.
in
There you
baseball
There you
or in particular in baseball, where you think that there's somebody covering the base, you throw it, he's not there.
Yeah.
Broncos with possession. Oh, and West Park has taken it back. The Panthers will get this one set up here with their offense. Or not. Another unforced error for the Panthers. They beat Christian Brothers the other day, and that put them in third place in the Capital Valley A standings. Broncos passing it. Here is Max Morris, 37 goals on the year. Hatfield, defense. Chase that one down.
West Park defense pretty tenacious, huh? They see how he's right on him. As soon as he gets it, he's right on him.
They've been very aggressive all night. There's a shot. That one goes.
When the defensemen are that big, they take up a lot of room. See, Lonnie's trying to get that, and the guy's right on him. Bunny, get in there to help. There you go.
That's Hatfield trying to secure it.
Pounded out of the ground. Yep.
Goes over to West Park. Again, that aggressive defense paying dividends for them right now. Prestige.
That's a good move. That's a good move. Put it on the other side of the field. Yep. Needs help. He needs help.
Where is the help? That one's deflected away.
That's in the back. BV will need to get that in the box.
And now we're going to get the whistle.
Interference. Send it right in the middle. Get it in the box.
And they do. This is Deacon. Deacon out in front. Caden Hoop.
See that goalie charged Hoop? Yeah, that's Hoop becomes the goalie's man, and interfered with his shot a little bit. Good time for BV to settle.
That would be a good time to settle.
Yeah, just possess the ball for a little bit.
Meg, you may have heard the yellow call.
Yeah.
That means settle it down.
Yeah, right there. Stand there. See how close the defender came? See, now you can, I mean, that's pretty harassing, but you can. Yes.
There's a shot and score for Bella Vista. Avery Deacon.
Number 8, Avery Deacon.
That is his first of the game. 5th goal of the season.
Good timing for BV. You know, the possessions they've had just lately down here, they've been getting beat up a little bit. And the ball's gotten loose. Maybe they've gotten it back some, but West Park's been beating them up a little bit. So put one in, change that situation down here.
Cody Simpson taking the face-off for Bella Vista. He wins that one. Mason Anderson gets the ground ball. Broncos pick it up. Yellow is the call. Anderson. Anderson will give it over to Morris and then trade positions with Will Victoria.
That was a left-handed pass by Anderson, too. Left.
Torin on the move.
Not his right.
Gets free. He'll take a shot.
Yes, sir.
Score!
Goal Broncos. That was number 6, Will Victoria.
Will Victorin gets his first of the game.
Got the Victorian fan club right down here in front of the booth, going wild.
Exactly 5 minutes to go.
Well placed. Bottom right corner of the goal, just as far from the goalie's stick as possible. Just snuck it right in the bottom corner, bottom right.
14th goal of the season. That's Ellsworth. Couldn't find Lonnie. Players wind up on the ground.
Flag down.
Ball is loose.
Illegal body check. 1 minute.
Broncos ready to go a man up here.
That's it. 2 minutes total. I think he's got two penalties.
Got
Multiple penalties
double minor.
on number 3.
That's what they call it in hockey.
All right. Or is it B,
No.
B flat major? It's
He did not say anything about non-releasable. So
Correct.
if a goal is scored, then the first penalty's over, and then he serves the second one, right?
I'm not exactly sure. That could very well be, and that's a rule I don't know. It's not so common to have two on the same guy in the same, serve at the same time. There's a nice.
That's
place.
Ellsworth.
Yes.
Well, I guess we're going to find out.
You're right. Yeah.
Broncos
Jackson Ellsworth, his second goal of the game.
second tonight.
Every day's a school day, so there he goes. His 3 is going back in the game. Again, BV fed the crease. That guy was right on the crease.
Well, I guess it's 2 minutes releasable.
Well,
so he goes in right away.
2 individual minutes, and so I think that they both release on the goal.
Okay.
But great to see BV feeding a guy on the crease. That's such a dangerous a piece of offense, and great to be showing an offense that you do that.
Face off. And a whistle on the face-off.
Illegal procedure. On blue.
16th goal of the year for Jackson Ellsworth, by the way. Logan St. Pierre. Offensive players coming on. This is Connor Pinney. Presuming that is his dad. Ryan is the head coach. He loops all the way around, looking for the opportunity. Tries to get it in front. Looking for Davis.
There was a guy alone on the crease again.
Here's a shot
Nice
save,
save.
Hayes Reed.
Save Reed.
That was Logan St. Pierre that took that one. And a feed back to the goalie. Right out front.
He's gone.
Here's
He's
Jackson
gone.
Ellsworth.
Fast break.
With
Fast break.
that speed. Got
Cross,
3
down.
guys. Bunny.
Across.
Hoop. Right in front. Lonnie. And McAvoy's right there.
Whistle.
Great anticipation on the part of McAvoy. You talked about it already.
Yeah, that 4-on-3, 4 offense against 3 defenders, but there is also a goalie. So you could say there's 4-on-4, and so the goalie has to take that last offender guy. And everyone knows that's how the fast break goes. That's it. Fast break moves the way the ball moved. It always does, always will, pretty much. Big defender.
Victorin. Victorin and Morris out
Split
front.
left.
Victorin looking to go right, looking to go left, looking to go right once again.
Check
The
it out.
amphibious shot,
All
and
right.
it goes out of bounds.
That's he rarely ever takes a right-handed shot. It's great to see. It was pretty zippy. He should do it more. See the defense right there?
And look at Bella Vista still secure the possession.
BV's not used to a defense that plays like that. Good that they're getting the experience with one.
Simpson.
Ah.
And there's Lonnie.
Great backup. Put it right back in play.
Brought back the Lonnie leap there.
Got to get out of there. That's
Simpson
trouble.
winds up on the ground. Loose ball. kicked out. Benoit trying to come
Plays
up
bottom
with
hand. Plays bottom hand.
it. And he brushes it forward.
Get a midi cross. Nice find.
Broncos come up with it.
He needs help.
And here's Morris. Minute 30 to go. Joe Reynolds coming on, and he'll take possession right away.
Got help. 2-2-2, Bunny.
Trying to get free. Good contact. You could hear the contact down there.
Left hand.
And there is another shot. McAvoy's equal to the task. Max Morris is the one that took the shot for Bella Vista.
There's a shot.
Bunny, he's right out in front. And there it is! Another one for Matthew Bunny.
Broncos, that was number 2, Matthew Bunny.
That is his first of the game tonight, but certainly another one for Matthew Bunny. 106 career goals for his 4-year stint here at Bella Vista.
West Park defender kind of overplayed Bunny out here by the football 10, by the 10 numeral. He had, West Park guy had too much momentum, glanced off of Bunny, and then Bunny was able to charge toward the goal, and now there's no blue shirts between Bunny and the goal.
27th goal of the season for Matthew Bunny. Caleb Robinson and Jackson Ellsworth. Center court circle, very physical on these faceoffs. West Park wins this one. Not really spent a lot of time on the attack. They do have the one goal. That's Davenport regaining his balance. To approach 30 seconds to go in the half. There's Klein into the outside. Good defense by Bella Vista. That one is going to cross. Looks like maybe somebody stepped over for the ball roll across. And
5 seconds.
so the clock is counting. Here's Ellsworth. Ellsworth gets free, and the clock will expire. So a 9-goal output for Bella Vista. 5 goals in the first quarter, 4 in the second, and the Broncos find themselves leading this one by a score of 9-1. They won the earlier matchup in Roseville on March 3rd by a score of 12-3, and we're looking at maybe where it might be even more lopsided than that. So
Can't get it right. You know, I'm a little surprised at the score myself. I'm not surprised that BV has scored this many goals, but I'm a little surprised that maybe West Park has not scored more because, you know, they're pretty good. Mm-hmm. And so just a little surprised that they haven't put up more on offense. But again, BV's pretty good too. And so, not easy to not easy to beat BV. So.
Well, only 2 teams have done it this year, Granite Bay and Vista Del Lago.
Yeah, 2 really good ones.
And, Bella Vista has done a pretty good job of separating themselves from the other opponents, the ones not named Granite Bay and Vista Del Lago. I don't know that they've had a really tight one.
Right. In the section here with 22 teams, there's kind of 4 levels, honestly, I think. You got the 2 very tops, Oak Ridge and Whitney, they're very top. You got a couple down at the bottom, they're winless, Rio and Grant. Then back to the top again, the second tier, BV Granite Bay, Vista Del Lago. They're all pretty similar. And then you've got the everybody else. And so from a record perspective, West Park falls into the everybody else. There's a lot of teams in that category there. We might see West Park got 1 in this half, but we might see more in the second half because they're pretty good.
Closest victory Bella Vista has had this year is the season opener, the 11-8 win over Davis. Everything else, and I mean, they've been at double digits for every single one of their wins. And even the loss to Vista Del Lago, they scored 8. So they were pretty close there. But yeah, double digits for all of their wins. So I guess if they hit double digits, they win.
Yeah,
so,
right.
So they just need one more goal to secure the victory,
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
So that's been very impressive. The only times that the only time that they've given up double digits in scoring was the loss to Vista Del Lago. That's the only team to get past 9 goals against Bella Vista this year. In fact, it may even be the only team to get past 8 goals against Bella Vista. That's what I'm seeing. So this is a fun ride for the Broncos, and if you're not a lacrosse fan, it's time to become one, I think.
You sure? Yeah. Well, Broncos been, they've got a potent offense, and their defense is pretty darn good. Their goalie's really good, and so they've held teams to not much. Now, the Broncos, they're handling this game. You suspect they're going to handle all the other games up until Vista Del Lago, so the whole rest of the season until the last night, the 23rd. So, they really need to be planning on April 23rd, last game of the regular season, hole number 18. And then planning for that playoff game that's after, because is it reasonable to expect that BV will be in the playoffs?
Well, certainly.
Yeah.
It is reasonable to expect that.
And so while BV will handle the teams between now and Vista, they're going to be playing Vista, who beat them, and they're going to be playing somebody who can beat them in the playoffs, most likely. I was talking with Coach Goldsmith before the game, who might BV match up with in the playoffs? And it just feels like it could be Jesuit or Granite Bay. They probably would not have a first-round matchup with Whitney or Oak Ridge, which is good because a couple little things here. I mean, the two teams have beaten Bella Vista. It's Vista Del Lago and Granite Bay. Oak Ridge beat Granite Bay 14-8, and then they played them a second time and beat them 18-4. So Oak Ridge is really powerful.
We know Oak Ridge is good.
Yeah. And now Oak Ridge and Whitney, they're in the same class. I think they've split with each other. They've played twice, one game each team. So yeah, it'd be great to match up with in the playoffs with Granite Bay or Jesuit. Very good matchup for Bella Vista.
Do we know whether those games could possibly be here, or we don't know?
I don't know much at all. And then talking with Jim, quite honestly, the communication coming from the league or the other section is not real detailed either. And there's still a ways for this to all be figured out as well. And even some of the criteria of who gets selected and how and where they get seeded. That's the biggest unknown, is where teams get seeded 1 through 8.
And one of the things that we have to look for is, in the event that Bella Vista does get to host either a boys or girls playoff game here at the stadium, it is very highly likely that we would not be able to live stream it for you, because the playoffs are a different story and rights are owned possibly. So that's something that we need to double check. But if there's a home game and we're not on, that's because we can't, not because we don't want to.
Well, we got to get the lawyers on that.
Yeah, well, maybe we do need to get the lawyers on that. We've got our law firms,
Right.
Bunny, Morris, and Ellsworth.
And if they're not available, we can
associates.
if they're not available, we can use Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Yeah, well, that's
we all know about that.
That's your law firm.
Right,
You go with, right? So we'll keep you posted on that. Certainly, if there is a way for us to bring you playoff action, we will do that, but we may not be able to.
That's too bad.
So
it would be great to do, because just like I was saying, that game could be really competitive.
Yes.
If BV seeds somewhere in the middle, below the top 2, then they'll be playing an additional middle team, and those middle teams would be Granite Bay, Jesuit, somebody like that, and that would be a great matchup. And the rematch, Granite Bay. Or they might. Coach Jim was saying also, it might be Vista Del Lago back-to-back. Last game, regular season, playoff game.
The playoffs.
And so, but both Granite Bay and Vista Del Lago are the grudge match. That's who we lost to. You want to play them again. And there would be reasonable, good matchups.
All right. Well, speaking of the playoffs, the Broncos could clinch their playoff berth should everything progress well tonight and things keep going in the direction they are going. The win tonight and the win on Monday against Christian Brothers will secure at least the number 2 position for the Broncos in the Capital Valley Conference A standings, and that would clinch a playoff spot. So we are awaiting, obviously, to see what's going to happen. So we invite you to join us on Monday night on the other side of the weekend as we bring you the Broncos and the Christian Brothers Falcons. Our coverage will begin at 7:05 with the opening face-off at 7:15 this Monday, April 7th, right here on BV Live Sports. And then we will be back with you on Thursday of next week as the Lady Broncos will be taking on the Roseville Tigers. That will be senior night for the Lady Broncos. And again, note the earlier start time, and we'll double check if that's still in place. That was originally supposed to be a doubleheader with the boys. That's why the girls game has the early start time. And it was supposed to be a senior night celebration for both teams. But the Broncos boys game against Bear River was canceled, and so we don't have that now. And the Broncos, for the men, their senior night has been moved to the final home game of the year on the 21st against Wood Creek. So there's all the updates for you.
Dynamic set of conditions, right? You know, some
Yes.
teams. I was talking with Coach Zach Glenn, the JV coach, before the game as well, and some of their games have to be 7 against 7 because the other teams don't have enough guys.
And that's what you do just for the opportunity to play.
Yes, right. So you can do something, and so okay, but dynamic situation. You just got to roll with it.
Yeah, and you feel bad for the JV team. Originally, they did not have a game scheduled for Monday of this week, but they were able to bring in Granite Bay for that JV game, and that really helped them because they had another one scheduled on Wednesday for the JV team against Wood Creek. Rio also does not have a JV team this year. And that one was canceled at the last minute, and so they didn't get a chance to play. West Park doesn't have a JV team, so no JV game tonight either. So they would have had to have gone the entire week without a game if it wasn't for Granite Bay being able to come over and play here on Monday. So, lacrosse, people are getting into it, and we're seeing it build in some cases, but it sure seems like there are a lot more schools that don't have JV teams this year.
Yeah, it comes down to how many feeders there are and how many feeder programs there are for the youth, and how many feeder programs for the youth comes down to how many coaches can you get for the youth. And, I've kind of always said where we live here in Central California, in Sacramento, it's a lacrosse outpost. There's just, it hasn't had a long period of lacrosse heritage. Some programs, BV's program, 20-some years old, and Granite Bay's 20-some years old, and Oak Ridge has had one too, but not many. And so we're a little thin, honestly, on the volume. And then, too, there are a lot of schools. So there is lacrosse in a lot of schools, but the young guys coming in to fill it up, like football, like baseball, like basketball, it's different.
Well, and certainly you want to, as a parent, convince your kid to play lacrosse. It's a fun sport. And you get to play with weapons.
Yeah. Well, one of the guys I played with years ago had a T-shirt. He was from Lake Oswego, New York. Air Force, played at Air Force. Captain Joyce. And he had a T-shirt that said, "Friends don't let friends play baseball." They're, spring sports, so they compete for the athletes. And so it's a little bit of healthy rivalry between lacrosse and baseball just because they compete for the same season.
Well, and then you got Cody Simpson, who's doing both.
Who's doing both, yeah. It's Deion Sanders. Right?
Yeah. Bo Jackson. When did Cody Simpson ever think that he would be mentioned in the same breath as Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson?
And Bo Jackson, yeah.
All right, Caleb Robinson in blue. Jackson Ellsworth in white. Let's get the third quarter underway. And ultimately, Hayes Reed scoops that one up. Broncos with their first possession of the half. Hatfield. Oh, check that. Ellsworth.
Nice pass. Oh, got to catch that. Got to catch that. Good pass, though, by Lonnie. Call that in the back. They did not.
Yeah, he gets shoved.
A stick handling there.
That was very good with the long stick.
Oh, they call it. We've got a man down here. Sort of for West Park because they had a fast break going.
Yeah. That was Lonnie that was down. He is up. And he is going to come out.
Ref conference.
Looks like did we have a flag?
Yeah, no, the flag went down. Whistle was blown. I think a flag went down. That, quite honestly, it would still be down if a flag went down. I don't see it now. Still a whistle and a ref conference.
Well, it's either they're discussing a penalty or they're discussing their dinner plans after the game.
Right. Well, I spoke with them before the game, too, going, boy, you guys know how to live on a Friday night.
This is a lengthy conversation. We'll see what they tell us.
We got a conversation between Lonnie and the West Park here down at the table.
See what they tell us here.
Put 3-3 in the box, maybe.
Come back.
Looks like we have
It's 2 penalties, one minute not releasable, and 1 3 minutes not releasable. Oh, I'm sorry, 1 is Lonnie.
yes.
So it's 1 each.
Yes, and I think they said 33. I thought they said 33, but Mason Anderson's the one that's standing there in the penalty area right there with Lonnie.
Well, I thought it was 33 blue, but we got 3 blue on a knee here. So.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Yeah,
I thought it was 33 as well, but I don't think they do have a 33, but it is 3 blue. Okay, got it.
So the net of it is we're even. No advantage for anybody for 1 minute, and then again I believe the blue penalty is longer. Was it 2 minutes? Non-releasable.
I thought they indicated 1 minute each.
It could be too. I heard
But
the
they're both
3.
non-releasable.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're back underway. Broncos with the possession.
So 5-on-5 is a touch awkward. You're used to playing 6-on-6. Somebody's missing, obviously. So I mean, you could play for sure.
There's a little bit more room on the field.
Yeah, but you go over.
And it's like West Park is going to secure possession. They're going to get their offensive players on. Here's Davenport.
Nice save.
And Hayes Reed once again.
Huge to stuff a shot that's on the doorstep like that. About 26 seconds unofficial in the penalty. 5-on-5.
This is Davis.
Guys on
Behind
the
the
doorstep.
neck. Hayes Reed deflects that pass away.
About 5 seconds on the penalties.
Broncos come up with it. Penalties release. They didn't move. Reynolds for the right side for Bella Vista.
Go hoop.
Front is Hoop. He's going to bring it back out.
So
Funny, thought about it for a second. Victorin.
See how Hoop backed his way in there. That was good. Oh, he could have let that go. Use the guy as a screen.
There's Bunny doing his thing. McAvoy Under 9.5 to go.
Should be able to catch him. I don't know what you do about it when you get there, but should be able to catch him.
That's our future Hornet buddy.
That's right.
Football player. Rylan Wilson.
Oh, it's in his face.
First goal of his career against Rio.
Nice look.
Broncos.
Reach around. Yep.
And it looks like that's Caden Hoop. Gets another one.
Goal Broncos, number 33, Caden Hoop.
So you see Hoop reach around the goalie with his stick. That's excellent. Now we've seen that goalie go out and get that close guy, but look at the body sizes between Hoop and the goalie. And so I don't think the goalie wanted, to throw his body into Hoop because Hoop's a lot bigger.
Yes.
Having a big body down there, work right in front of the goal, that's a very good thing.
So the Broncos have hit double digits.
There it is.
They've scored double digits in every win this year, including the 12-3 win over West Park on March 3rd in Roseville. Long stick picks it up. That is Connor O'Brien. Now here's St. Pierre.
It's a shot.
St. Pierre gets free. He'll take a shot. Hayes Reed with the save. Reed has had a really good game tonight. West Park brings it in. Logan St. Pierre. Davenport from the X. Sheridan's got the defense. Pierre once again. Davenport not able to control that pass.
All right.
Goes over to Bella Vista. Simpson. Simpson gets free and brings it over to the right side. O'Brien running some interference. Morris. That one goes wide. Broncos keep possession. Are we one or three goals away from a running clock?
It's 12 or more.
12 or more? Okay. Hoop. Here's Lonnie.
So you'd like to see Lonnie match, back this guy out and then try and out-quick him and see if he has it. Maybe, if he's headed for, no, he's not the football guy. He's not the Sac State guy. So yeah, Lonnie could be quicker.
Sheridan trying to come up with that one. Ball goes out of bounds. So this is West Park. Oh no, it's Bella Vista taking it away. Rylan Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Hey!
Goal Broncos, number 33, Caden Hoop.
Gets it over to Caden Hoop.
Number 46,
Rylan Wilson gets an assist. Got his first goal the other day.
Said this before, Hoop getting comfortable being down there. You saw he caught it and he took a split second. And he, did he fake a little? Did he cradle a little? And, make the goalie see that action? And then, Hoop was examining the goal and picking his spot by taking that extra split second. That was well done.
Hat trick tonight for Caden Hoop. Brendan Tebow picks this one up. Go on the move.
Good find.
Just couldn't get it to Ellsworth.
Look at how fleet
Moore
this guy
has
is.
it. He's got some really fancy footwork.
Yeah, nice, smooth. That's trouble. Maybe we just learned Lonnie shouldn't try that.
Tebow ushering that one out of bounds. West Park last to touch, so this is a possession for Bella Vista. Morris coming on. Give it off to... In fact, Morris is the one with the possession right now. That hippity hop
Nice
move.
find.
And Thomas Lonnie with the Lonnie leap. And the score.
Broncos, #1, Thomas
That's
Lonnie.
the second of the game for Thomas Lonnie, number 35 on the season.
And about the third goal that was fed, you can't quite say that's fed to the crease. He was 7-8 yards off the crease, but nonetheless fed inside. Just like in basketball, feeding inside is a common, offensive thing to do. And that's about 3 of them tonight for BV. And again, haven't done it so much, but they're doing it more now. Gotta love it.
Face off. Controlled by West Park. That is Geyser. Now West Park will get its offensive players on. Geyser will come out. St. Pierre on the far side. Cody Simpson.
Slide was early.
Good defense on his part. Tried to find the man out front, couldn't connect. Looked like they were trying to find Davis just to the right of the goal, but another unforced turnover for West Park. Bella Vista, we talk about West Park and their aggressive defense, but Bella Vista, their defense tonight has also been fantastic. And they're forcing a lot of mistakes on the part of West Park.
I think BV might be matching a little bit the defense that's coming from West Park, and it's really timely for BV at this part of the season. Start turning up that level. They'll need that on the 23rd and the game after.
Hatfield right out in front. Tried to whip that one down to Thomas Lonnie, but just couldn't get there. West Park will take possession with 4:49 to go in the third. All Bella Vista tonight.
Three white shirts.
And that's Benoit with the long stick. Couldn't get it to Davenport. Another turnover for West Park. There's Reed.
Nice grab.
And Hatfield. There's Bunny. There's a loose one. Feeney's going to pick it up. He missed the game against Rio.
Three on two. Flag down.
Flag is down. Here's Lonnie in front. He scores again. Thomas Lonnie with a hat trick. And that brings us to 13-1, a 12-point advantage for Bella Vista. So that should invoke a running clock, correct? Or do we wait till the fourth quarter?
It's second half, 12 goals or more. So there we are. The ref's coming to the table. I think he might be talking about that as well. He just made the call to 3-3 cross-check 1 minute. Yep.
Another penalty for number 3, Blake Benoit.
And Blake Benoit will come off and we'll spend time in the penalty box. And I think that once we get rolling here, then the clock will continue to roll except on goals and timeouts and quarter endings.
So man down face.
Jackson Ellsworth. He has been incredible in the face-off circle this
Beebe's
season.
man up.
And he's going to take a shot. Broncos will keep possession. Clock is running. And there's another shot. That one taken from the left side that McAvoy comes up with. Who wants this one more?
Well, it's off white. Off blue now.
That's some nifty work there by Bella Vista trying to keep that one in bounds, and they just knock it. It's like that basketball trick where you just bounce it off the leg of the opponent. That was Will Victorin that did that. Victorin catches the pass from Hayes Reed and will work the left side. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Morris. Lonnie's out in front again. And another one for Thomas Lonnie.
Goal Broncos, number 1, Thomas Lonnie.
That brings us to 14-1. Fourth goal of the game for Lonnie. Morris had 2. So let's update you on where they are. Morris is at 37. Lonnie with 4 goals. Started with 33. He's at 37 as well, so they're tied.
Rolex for both of them.
This Park scoops that one up. Bronco defense forces the loose ball. And Caleb Robinson, who we've seen on face-offs, he is the one that ultimately picked that one up. He will now come off. And the new players will come on for West Park. Here's Logan St. Pierre. Ashton Bush. This is Ryan Birch. Good defense by Bella Vista.
So this is a fast break. Lonnie.
Here's Lonnie again, and he takes the lead.
Goal Broncos, number
That
1,
is
Thomas
15-1.
Lonnie.
That's 4 goals in this quarter alone for Thomas Lonnie. He scored the last 4 goals by the Broncos.
He's on a run.
As we are a minute to go, he has scored 4 goals in the span of 5 minutes.
That's great. So something we've seen here in the second half of the year is the effectiveness of BV's transition fast break offense. They've been very slick with their tic-tac-toe passing, finding the right guy, making the passes accurate, and getting the shot.
There is Mason Anderson. There's another shot. That one goes high and out of bounds. Broncos will keep this one as we are now under 20 seconds to go in the third. And there is an attempt by Jackson Ellsworth using the Lonnie leap. Now West Park wanting to clear this one, hoping to. Brandon Tebow got a stick on it. That brings us to an end. Brings the third quarter to an end here at Bella Vista. And boy, just an onslaught of goals. It was the Hoop and Lonnie show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals for the Broncos in that quarter. Hoop had 2 of them. Lonnie had 4. Lonnie at 38 on the season and has now taken the lead back. So Morris got us started with his first goal of the game. In fact, he had 2 of the first 3, but again, we talked about he knows his role, and he'll take the shot as he has, but being the team leader in scoring isn't a big deal to him.
Well, and also, too, several of the BV goals have been on transition, which means it goes to the attack. They're the ones who camp down there by the goal, and so, they're the ones that are getting fed. And so, and it's not at all unusual for your attack to lead the team in goals. And so, again, BV's transition man up has been very effective. And, it shows. That's how you get 15. That's how you get so many goals by the attack.
So look at the Broncos right there as they wrap up their huddle in between quarters, and we'll get the fourth quarter underway here at Bronco Stadium. We're going to be back here on Monday as the Broncos will be taking on Christian Brothers in another critical Capital Valley Conference matchup that could secure second place, clinch at least a second place spot in the Capital Valley Conference A standings and a berth in the playoffs. So let's all witness that on Monday together, whether you want to come out here to the stadium or join us here on BV Live Sports. Really enjoying bringing you the season for both the boys and the girls lacrosse programs. We'll have our final girls lacrosse matchup on Thursday as the Lady Broncos will take on Roseville. So that's our plans for next week. Boys against Christian Brothers on Monday, girls against Roseville on Thursday.
You want 2-6 on your team.
That is Caleb Robinson.
Yeah.
He's been very aggressive in those face-offs. You also want 1-0 in white on your team, Jackson Ellsworth. He's been outstanding on face-offs this season. This is Davenport. Jamie Jamison into the game, number 17. Ryan Birch.
See how they're shutting off the adjacent guys? He has nobody to pass to. He's going to get tired.
Dominic Carlavaro. Ellsworth back to.
Good team takeaway there by the Broncos.
Back the other way. They tried to get it into hoop. Nice takeaway by Bunny.
Good balance by Bunny. Getting pushed, has to do the 360. Lonnie again.
Lonnie's having himself a night.
Broncos, number 1.
Fifth
Thomas
consecutive
Lonnie.
goal for the Broncos by Thomas Lonnie. 39th of the year. Next one will be his 40th.
And that's a guy who was on the JV last year. Stepping up to the next level and producing like crazy. I have to apologize to Lonnie, too. Did I say? I don't know. Last week, he was curling the crease on his strong hand. He shot with barely any angle, and I said, no, man, come higher, get a couple steps higher. There's no crease, no slide coming. Well, watching the films, we all learned from the films, there was a slide coming. I was wrong. So he did the right thing.
Neil Hansen seeing some time for Bella Vista on defense. Just came off.
Got 8 wide open. Blow the whistle. Come on. It's not opening.
Here's Deacon. Bunny. Here's Hoop. Hoop around. He'll take a shot. McAvoy. Broncos to keep possession.
Hoop saw the goalie move, I bet, and it made him think another split second, and it made him shoot it wide.
Hoop is closed off. Here's Bunny.
He's going to split right.
Bunny gets free. He's going to set up and do his thing. Matthew Bunny.
Goal, Broncos, number 2, Matthew Bunny.
Second of the game for Bunny. Let me just double check that I have that correct. Yes. Second of the game.
Ankle breaker. So Bunny's quick, and he can dodge just like that's what we call him, the Bunny Dodger, right? And that was against Davenport. They're one of the very best guys of the Panthers. And so excellent move.
Dad, you did not give me. I did. I touched it.
So 17-1 now for the Broncos. Bunny at 28 goals on the season, 107 for his career. Thomas Lonnie at 39 on the season. Thomas Lonnie played for the football team this year and was actually a third-string quarterback and got pressed into duty in one game. And also played some defensive back for the Bronco football team this year. If you followed the football team, you may remember that gruesome injury that Ryan Dick suffered. There is a shot, and now it comes to McAvoy. Well, it was that game. Jack Singley, who spent most of the time as the starting quarterback, was not ready to play in that game, and so Thomas Lonnie had to come in and finish the game at quarterback, and then Singley began starting next week, the next game. So
that's hard to do. I mean, a third-string quarterback doesn't get a lot of reps in practice, I bet.
And he actually handled it pretty well, as I recall.
Good.
Matthew Bunny was also a member of that football team. Cody Simpson as well. So 3 lacrosse players from Bella Vista were on the football team. They're very familiar with this field. Approaching 6 minutes to go. Penny dispossessed of the ball. Brandon Tebow winds up on the ground. Hatfield has it. He'll send it back to Reed. Got Brandon Tebow on the ground and a whistle.
That's not good when a guy goes down not having been hit really hard, or he's got a little thing on his knee already.
He's gonna limp off. Yeah, he's looks like it's just a little bit of a wrap now, but he's had a brace on earlier in the season. So we'll hope that that's okay as he hobbles his way over to the bench. See Leo Hansen possibly getting ready to come back in now for the Broncos. Broncos have it. That's Trent Shurden on the move with the long stick.
Nice pass.
He'll send it over to Bunny. Bunny out front looking for Lonnie. Can't get it to him. And the ball will go out of bounds on the far side. Under 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, Broncos have got 5 guys on defense here.
It's Jonathan Brooks. Could not connect. Jarrett Jordan Jr. I've been waiting to say that name tonight. He's in there trying to get the possession. Hayes Reed. Bunny comes up with it. So here's Morris. Morris has Mason Anderson out there with him.
This is a good time. You know, I'll tell you, this is a really good time to practice keeping it in the box. You've got a tenacious defense, and we've got to get good at keeping it in the box. What if we're playing Vista and we're up by 2 with only, a minute left? Should stay white.
Ball winds up out of bounds. Will stay with the Broncos.
But, you know, in the future, they may need to be able to do that. They've never really had to do it in a game so far. This is a great opportunity to do that. In the box would be inside the 30-yard line and inside those blue lines on the football numerals.
Here's Ellsworth. And Simpson.
Instead of this drive, yep, let's just possess the ball.
Ellsworth once again thought about it. Gets
Proud of
free.
him there.
He's in front,
Nice.
and he scores.
Good dodge.
Goal Broncos, number 10,
So
Jackson.
Jackson Ellsworth. That's his third of the game, so he's got himself a hat trick.
Good dodge. I said there's a lot of traffic in there, and he got through the traffic and was able to send that shot from about 5 yards unharassed.
So Ellsworth will take the face-off. Mason Anderson on the far side. Leo Hansen on the near side. This ball is in there. Hansen trying to come up with it, and he, well,
Had a good check in there.
almost,
Had a good check in there.
almost came up with it. Like he was ready to scoop that one up. Davenport.
So you mentioned Hansen came up from the JV, is that right?
Yes.
He moves well.
Well, they wanted to see him at the varsity level for a couple of games.
See him shuffle his feet. He doesn't cross his feet.
Ashton Bush. That
Good.
one's loose. Feeney comes up with it for Bella Vista. And right back to Reed.
Going to him.
One's still loose. Ellsworth is finally going to come up with it.
Nice check.
And then he's dispossessed. That's Bush that does that job, or Birch, I should say. Yeah, give West Park credit. They have not stopped playing. Approaching 1 minute to go in the ball game. All Bella Vista tonight. Davis. Birch
Just look.
now in front to Davenport. That one goes wide.
About 30 seconds here in the game. Nice wheels.
That's Trent Sheridan. Easy to spot even on the far side with those bright red shoes. West Park now with possession.
6 seconds.
Clock is winding down, and it started early with a goal at 30 seconds into the game, and it just kept on coming for the Bella Vista Broncos. They now improve to 7-1 on the season and 11-2 on the year. They are poised to snag a playoff spot with their game on Monday.
Yeah, we were saying we expect them to get to the playoffs. We anticipate that they can handle the teams for the rest of the schedule here. And then, of course, big date, 23rd, Vista del Lago, last game.
Indeed. But the next one is Christian Brothers, so that has to be the focus right now. And again, the win over Christian Brothers could get them would secure them that playoff berth, and at least second place. And then yes, you can start focusing on who knows, maybe getting that first place, having that first place opportunity against Vista del Lago on the 23rd.
Yeah, grudge match, and they were closely matched. BV scored the last 3 goals of that game. Vista Del Lago had not rolled over. They didn't give up. BV earned those last 3 goals of that game, made it close. And so, that's really something to look forward to.
So an 18-1 win for Bella Vista tonight. Thomas Lonnie just exploded in the second half with 5 goals in a span of about 7 minutes. He also had one in the first quarter for good measure. So 6 total goals for Thomas Lonnie. He has made his way to close to 40. I think I've got him at 39 right now. And just a breakout game for him as well. Max Morris had 6 the other day against Rio. But yeah, just they scored early and often. Like you say,
right.
it's like voting in
Yeah.
Chicago, right?
We got a team photo down here for the Broncos. Maybe we ought to grab that on the camera.
There it
here
is.
for the fans.
There you go.
Yeah.
All of our Chicago audience is not going to be happy
You're right.
with that comment.
Yeah.
But there they
That's
are.
good. That's good to have. Yeah, let's get the coach in there too. One more. There it is.
All coaches.
So what they're doing is getting together to feel all right. Right?
Yes, indeed. So Zach Glenn, Jim Goldsmith, Dan Posehn, Nick Tharlson, they're all there. And so getting that picture here at the end of the game as the Broncos are virtually a lock for second place in the Capital Valley Conference A standings. This is just amazing what Jim Goldsmith has done in the 2 years that he's been here.
Yeah, long way from last year. We stopped talking about last year a while ago because last year is now a long time ago. Now that we're this late into the season, so you don't compare them to last year now. You compare them to the first half of this year, and they've come a long way in both cases. And
you can remember in the past couple of years, you would play Wood Creek, you would play West Park, and maybe the games were not 17-point differentials, but West Park and Wood Creek were controlling those games and winning those games and winning them somewhat handily. The tables have turned.
It's all different now.
The script has shifted, I guess.
Yeah, all different now. I'm honestly a little surprised at the goal differential here tonight because West Park's pretty good. In some of the other games that BV has played where the goal differential's been high, you think maybe the other team was lacking a little something. But it didn't feel like West Park was lacking anything. Their offense was pretty good. Their defense was tenacious. Their goalie's good. Their clears were all right. Their right, and so a big part of that is, BV's powerful offense.
Yes, and we've talked about it during the course of the season. The passing this year, and you see it where boom, 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 shot score.
Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah,
They're accurate. And I mentioned a couple times they're comfortable. They catch the ball and they're not freaked out. They're not going, I gotta pass this right. They wait that split second, let it set up, zero in on their target, find it, send it under control. That is, speaking of last year, that is a big step up from last year.
All right, we're getting Coach Goldsmith hooked up, and he'll be ready to join us here in just a second. There we go.
Hey guys.
All right, Coach. Congratulations!
Thank
big one here tonight. Just one step away from clinching that playoff spot, which I know is one of the big goals for this season. You got them on a roll right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That was third place in our league, so that was a big game. I know they came in fired up, but we took it to them right away. We finally had a good first quarter. I was extremely happy to see that.
First goal, 30 seconds in.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
and then they didn't stop.
Yeah, exactly.
they didn't stop after that, which is great. You and I were talking before the game about many different things, but look at Thomas Lonnie in that second half. He had 5 consecutive goals, actually 6 consecutive goals over a span of 2 quarters for you. He was really feeling it tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah, he sure was. So he actually got it right in there. He got a load of high, he got a step down. So he went through every single shot. So we were like, what is he missing? I know he's missing a right hand tonight. So the next one, he put it in. He actually switched. He had a wide open goal and he switched hands and did a nice little layup.
Well, he also had that over-the-shoulder shot too in the first quarter.
Right,
So
right.
that was pretty impressive. You check that one off the list as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That was
when
fun.
When he took his right-handed shot, I mentioned, he doesn't usually do that, but having seen that, he should do it some more.
Yeah, with Mom on the sidelines, with a little incentive, he switched to his right hand.
There you go. Well, I mean, if he can be deadly with both hands,
Yeah.
I mean, we jokingly use the term amphibious on the broadcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Ambidextrous, but you've got some guys that do that already.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so if you can shoot with both hands, that just makes you even more deadly.
Yeah, absolutely. Max, definitely right.
Yeah.
He shoot left or right. It doesn't matter. It's fun to watch all these guys play. We're just dangerous everywhere. I'm excited for these guys, man. I can't wait to see what happens next week, and then hopefully we prepare good enough for Vista, and we'll go from there.
Let's talk about your defense though too,
Yeah.
because we talk about all the guys because those numbers climb when people score goals, but but you've got a back line that's really really incredible.
Yeah, when you're you got the lowest points per game in the entire sections, that's saying something. And that one putting one up there too. And that was on man down. And having a great goalie and then having depth with poles. If somebody gets hurt, we go right in, or if somebody gets a penalty, we're right in there. It's they're doing a great job.
And taking a look at some of the numbers here, that's win number 11. So you're 2 shy of the school record for a season.
Wow.
So you're getting close to that. And it's really cool about this season, Jim, is you look at what your team is doing and you look at what the girls' team is doing.
Yeah.
You're both having fantastic seasons right now and setting records in wins.
Yeah, that's exciting. I see Scott all the time, and I'm excited for the girls lacrosse. And all of a sudden, Bella Vista is a lacrosse school, so it's awesome to see.
A force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. So Christian Brothers on Monday. Obviously, this is these schools play a lot, so programs know each other quite well.
Absolutely.
Thoughts on Christian Brothers, and of course, a result against Christian Brothers should clinch that at least that number 2 spot in the playoff spot.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. They're always a good team. We always compete with them. That's what we need. We need good competition. I know Christian Brothers is going to bring that to us on Monday because they got something to prove, and they still want a chance to get that at-large bid or even the second bid, depending on how the rest of the season goes. But Christian Brothers is going to be a good game, and I got to get these guys prepared for it for sure. I did give them Saturday off, though.
Well,
Slacker.
You had 3 games this week,
Right,
so I
that's
mean, certainly that's understandable. And then right back at it on Monday.
Yeah,
And again, another big week for you coming up because you got Christian Brothers, then trip to St. Mary's on Wednesday. So a couple of big ones next week.
Yeah, those are definitely big. And then we're taking a little spring break after that. Then we got we're going to practice that Tuesday of spring break, and then we got College Park out of town, and they're a really good ball club. I'm hoping that these guys rise to the occasion for College Park also. We're traveling a couple hours to go play them, so I'm excited for that. And then we're going to take another couple days off. So 5 more games for these seniors, and I think we only have 5 regular season practices. So they know what's at risk here, and they know what they're doing. So, it's coming to a close, and I don't want it to. I'm attached to these boys that it gets me emotional to think that I'm not going to see some of them again, and they're like sons to me. So I feel like I'm losing them in a divorce or something, and they're moving on with their life, and I don't get to see them again. It's that's the bad part of lacrosse, but the good part is watching them grow and become men.
Well, come on, Papa Bird, you got to push him out of the nest,
Yeah,
and that's what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
It was really cool during the college spring break this year to see Joe Thomas and Kyler Simpson come back. And some of these other guys will do that too, unless of course they're playing, and we certainly hope they do take it to the next level. But if they have the opportunity, I think that they feel enough of a connection to the program that they will come back when they can.
Absolutely. And that's what you want as a coach, is the guys to come back out on the field and come say hi. And, guys are coming in and out all the time that played for you, and they're excited to see us and how well we're doing. So that's exciting for me, and giving back, right? Those guys are coming back, and we ran into Joe and Mateo, and they played each other just recently, and
Yeah.
that was fun. And we tried to get them out for the Kings tournament, and they weren't able to make it. But I want to take these guys down to have a game with them, not a game, but to watch a game.
Well, that would be cool.
Yeah, it would be super cool if I could, but that's just hard to juggle.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about that game coming up on the 16th at College Park. Obviously, it's out of the section, out of the league. This is an opportunity, as you say, to play a really elite team and get a feel for where you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. College Park is one of those. They play the Acalanes, they play all the surrounding schools down there, and that's a hub for lacrosse, and that's what they're known for. I don't know what offense they run. I can't find any film on them. I don't know what defense they run. I don't know anything about them. So we're going down there. It's North versus Central or Sacramento versus whatever the Bay Area county they're from. I'm not sure exactly.
I think they're
sure.
Pleasanton, right?
Pleasanton, I
Contra
think so.
Costa? Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you're
there
probably
you go.
right. Yeah, it'll be fun regardless. But it's a good test for them, and I'm hoping we get something out of it. We have to keep getting better. We got to start. Obviously, we can't look past any games. Thanks, yeah. We can't look past any games, but College Park would be a great one. But we got to start getting ready for Vista Del Lago. We got to figure out a way to get to their level, and then see what happens in sections from there also.
All right, well, Jim, congratulations on the win tonight. Have a great weekend. You said you got giving the players off, the time off. Well, you take advantage of that time off, too, for a little bit of a rest.
Will.
So
You've earned
it. You definitely have.
Yeah, thanks,
all right.
guys. I
All right,
appreciate you.
Jim, thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Congratulations.
That is Jim Goldsmith, the head coach of the Bella Vista Broncos, joining us here after the game, as he has all season long. And boy, you can hear the energy and excitement in his voice as he's talking to us.
Well, a game like this, I mean, like I said, West Park wasn't really lacking anything, and they put 18 to 1 on them. So I think that's a testament to how well BV played tonight, how well they are playing now, how they've not played less than themselves. They stay up and perform that way. So they're, what a good glide path. It's not a glide path, but what a pace to that date on the 23rd.
Yes, and that is a big one. If they if they beat Christian Brothers on Monday, they lock up at least second place, and they'll lock up the playoff berth that comes with second place. But you still want to win your games against St. Mary's and Wood Creek leading up to that too, because when you go into Vista Del Lago, even if you know going in Vista Del Lago has the tiebreaker, you still want to go into their place and win, and at least have the equal league record with them, and finish the season with identical records, even if you don't get the tiebreaker. So that would be a huge momentous occasion for Bella Vista to not only make the playoffs, but also a co-league championship.
Yeah, and what a great way to go into the playoffs if they can beat Vista Del Lago.
Wouldn't that be
win the grudge match, beat a good team, and be ready for the next game, which is only a couple days later. So, I think BV can handle the rest of the teams between now and Vista. They just looking at College Park's record, I think they fall in the place of all the other teams that BV is playing. But Jim is right. We don't know much about them. All we can look at is their record. And so I think BV handles everybody until then, but they still need to keep going up because Vista is up, and their playoff opponent, whoever it will be, is up.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the upcoming schedule for Bella Vista. They will be taking on Christian Brothers this Monday. And again, a Bella Vista win over Christian Brothers on Monday secures a playoff berth and at least second place in the Capital Valley Conference A standings. And we will be on the air. Opening face-off is at 7:15. Join us starting at 7:05 right here on BV Live Sports. Then the Broncos will head off to St. Mary's of Stockton. They will take on the Rams on Wednesday the 9th. And then they will wait a week and then play on the 16th at College Park down in Pleasanton that we were just talking about. Then our next broadcast following Monday will be on the 21st of April. That will be the final home game of the year. That will be senior night, and Wood Creek will be coming to town. And then, of course, the big one on the Wednesday the 23rd against Vista Del Lago. So our plans for next week, we told you about the boys' game against Christian Brothers. The girls will be taking on Roseville on the 10th. That is their final home game of the year, and so that'll be senior night for the girls. That is slated for a 5:15 start and a 5:05 broadcast here on BV Live Sports, as the Lady Broncos will take on Roseville next Thursday. And then they have two home games, or two road games, I should say, after that, at Oakmont and at Folsom on the 21st and the 23rd. And prior to the Roseville game for the Lady Broncos, they have their return engagement against Vista Del Lago. And that game against Vista Del Lago, that girls' game against Vista Del Lago, that was a lot of fun. And to see everything that happened in that game happen, Julia Thomas reaching 100 goals, and the Broncos pulling off the win and having the upper hand now in the league standings. So Broncos could secure first place, or at least a commanding lead in the division with a win over Vista Del Lago on the 9th. So that's going to be that's a big one, a big day, a couple of road games, but a big day on the 9th for Bella Vista, as the girls will be at Vista Del Lago and the boys will be at St. Mary's. So lots of lacrosse left to go. Only a couple more broadcasts for us, but
yeah, that's right.
I mean,
fast season.
It did, and we knew it was going to go by fast. All right. Well, we want to thank you very much for joining us here tonight. Our crew, as always, extraordinary on the job tonight. Our producer, Julie Tharlson. Our camera operator tonight, Lacey Anderson. Now speaking for David Houseworth, I'm George Tharlson. Have a great night and a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.